Hello, Cute Fuzzy Weasel here, and we are once again playing Kerbal Space Program, the game that makes my brain incredibly brain tired. Brain tired's a real disease. So where we left off, we have the Modelo sample return probe, the over-engineered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stage lunar sample return probe. And thanks to our work in networking, we will not lose communication with this probe, which is important because we're more than likely going to land on the dark side. So we're going to have MechJeb engage this maneuver. Going to have it execute this maneuver. And we're going to burn what's left in these tanks here just because, you know, we should probably take advantage of that. And then these will decouple, and then this'll ooh. There we go. That's a quick find. That would have been extremely bad. Anyway, so these will go, and then that'll decouple. So we'll do that. We will land on the moon this episode, and we will launch from the moon this episode. And hopefully we will get back to Kerbin in this episode, or we will, like, drop a whole bunch of garbage on the lunar surface in this episode. It's honestly hard to tell. This is probably the most complicated sample return probe I've ever made. I've made them before, but I was a little more lackadaisic with my design and didn't really necessarily care if they burned up in the atmosphere. But in this regard, this is going to be an interesting landing, to say the least. And hopefully everything goes all right, because otherwise this is gonna be one hell of an interesting ride. So now we're making our lunar injection burn, and we're out of fuel. So boom, and I just littered space with garbage again. Boom, and fire. There we go. So yeah, there's a bunch of debris. What does that make the debris ring around Kerbin? Oh my god. Oh, there's so much debris. And this shit should have burned up by now. That's bullshit. That should have burned up by now. But all this, and this really should have burned. I mean, look at how low that gets. That should have burned up. So maybe it's not too bad. I know that, weirdly enough, at this point in the game, extrasolar debris is actually even greater, because we got Bill and Ted debris everywhere, and R-2-1 debris everywhere. But that's fine. That'll become a problem later. Later, we'll deal with it later. We're celebrating tonight. That's a line from a movie that I worked on. Wait a minute, I'm blurry. What? Camera, why are you making me blurry? Camera, Tyler's been messing with you, hasn't he? Tyler, why are you messing with the camera? Oh, that Tyler. That Tyler eats everyone's soul. Right, so we're still burning. This is a really fucking heavy probe. Like, I really hope that I've got enough fuel on this thing to actually get up off the ground. And what may happen, honestly, if the landing stage has fuel left over on it, I'm probably going to have it burn a little bit just to get, like, this chunk of change up, because all it has is a Stromboli, and the Stromboli doesn't have the best power. I mean, it's powerful. It's very powerful. And it might work, but it's got to lift all this shit attached to it. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. We're almost into the injection now. Like, we're almost there. Oddly enough, looking at this, I might be able to get away with using this design to... Well, I don't know. This could get to Minimus. This probably could get to Minimus. I don't know how much fuel it would have left over, but it probably could get to Minimus. Have I landed anything on Minimus? I don't think I have. Yeah, I haven't landed a thing on Minimus. I've sent probes around Duna, and I've got one going to Joel, but I haven't landed on Minimus. Next probe I make. Next probe I make, even if it's a copy of Modelo, it's gonna go to Minimus. I want a sample return from Minimus. That'd be awesome. Now we'd probably lose. Oh shit. All right. So here's a trip. Do I want to try and land here? Right where I've already landed? Here, what if I do this and I change the angle of our approach so we're actually heading towards the pole? That'd be cool, a sample return from the pole. I've definitely got enough fuel to kind of do that. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Fuck it. Go big or go home, motherfucker. I say fuck a lot. I shouldn't. I want my... Grandma wants to watch these. I actually am planning... I am going to do another Feeding the Trolls soon. I've just been super busy. I know, I'm busy. But, and I'm going to do it without swearing. Just so I can have an episode that my grandma can watch. Because she tells me all the time, you curse too much. You curse too much, Noah. You got a great voice, but you're just cursing all the time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make an episode that's just for you, Grandma. And it's just going to be completely clean. 100% clean. And it's going to be the most difficult episode I ever make. So we're burning this. And... Alright. Now comes the kind of leap of faith part. Because... I've got enough thrust on this. I know that. But do I have... You know... There it goes. Alright, so we'll activate these engines. But do I have the fuel to land from this distance? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use the landing guidance. We're gonna land somewhere. And we're not... I don't know if I should trust the auto warp on this thing. Auto warp has screwed me in the past. Here, you know what? Abort auto warp. Here. Stop. 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 We're gonna quick save. Because I don't know. I don't know how I feel about quick saving. I worked really hard on this probe, and I don't want to... I mean, I have to for the purpose of the roleplay that I'm kind of doing with this playthrough, is that I have minimum kind of control over the maneuverability of a lot of these spaceships. I'm just building them, you know? That being said, Auto Warp has a history of fucking me. And... yeah. Alright, but it looks like we might actually make it. So boom, and... whoa! Okay, so we've got a lot of response time from this thing. We've got a lot of... hopefully we're in the poles. Like, hopefully this is the polar region. I'm gonna get real pissed if this is not considered the fucking poles. Like, it's... oh no, it's the lunar Midlands. Fuck you, it's the poles. I mean, you know... it's the poles. Alright, so here we go. Landing. We're still going pretty fucking fast. but we're not going to have a whole lot of fuel left over in this thing, and hopefully when it hits the surface it doesn't crash into anything or land on a surface that's flat. Come on, land on a flat surface. Yeah, get down. Yes! All right. We've landed on a flat surface. We have used up pretty much all of the fuel in the landing stage, which was not necessarily a surprise, but not really a welcome sign either. But we got this far, which is more than I expected. Now, let me just do a quick pressure log. Highlands. Okay. Sure, these are highlands. I can see they're very high up on the moon. Though, I guess, yeah. If you flip the moon over. I would have preferred to land on the poles, but this is probably a more stable, probably a more stable region. All right, so I'm gonna do the temperature scan. We're gonna do a magnetometer scan. We're gonna do that. Okay, we're gonna toggle that. We're gonna do a goose scan. Okay. I'm getting excited by the amount of science that it looks like we're getting. Okay, collect laser data. Hey, it's actually hitting the ground, too. Regolith in this high concentration of silicate compounds. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Oh! Seismic scan. Distant impacts on the surface reflect along the interior of the moon. That's a whole heap and helping of science. That was like 52. And now for the big one. The materials scan. Observe materials bay. 70 science. This trip is worth it. This trip is worth it. If this works, this trip is worth it. It just has to work, you know? Like, it just has to work. Yeah. It has to work. Oh, wow. My voice is, like, really fucking loud. There we go. Alright. Alright. So, now for the other nerve-wracking part. Whether or not our little Stromboli engine can lift all of this off the lunar surface. I'm going to go with a 20-kilometer thing. I don't know if I want to try and get the landing stage up, too. Because if the Stromboli can't do it, then that's it. Fuck it. We're going to use the landing stage. Why waste it? Why waste good fuel? Engage. Here we go. Going up, going up, going up. Boom. Ascent Engine going. Alright. Ascent Engine is going. And we're actually making it. We're going up slow, but we're actually making it. I really hope that the landing legs, like, survive impact. Like, I don't know. I just want there to be, like, a little bit of something left, you know? Something that I can go and visit in a future mission. But I don't know if that's really going to happen, because it was pretty damn high up. And it's still kind of falling towards the surface right now. But it may. We can dream. We can dream. Alright, but the Stromboli actually did it. We probably didn't even have to use the landing, the landing area, the landing section. We probably didn't even have to use it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's got a long way to drop. We're probably not going to get any debris from that thing. That's probably going to get flattened. Yeah. That's unfortunate, but, you know, it happens. So now we have to get into lunar orbit with this thing, which will take 43 seconds. Oh, yep. Landing stage is gone. It's gone. It's just gone. It's gone. I don't know. I just would have liked to have. I like when it comes to debris. I just like having that physical reminder of you've been here. But that's fine. It's gonna be ironic that the sample return mission leaves no debris, whereas all the probe missions that I sent are all like littering the moon with like garbage and shit. This has actually been a pretty clean mission. The only place that we left debris was back in Kerbal orbit, where we really don't want to leave debris. But hey, what are you going to do? Alright, so we've got 46 more seconds on this burn, and then we have a Kerbal. We've got to inject ourselves into Kerbal orbit, deorbit, and hopefully this strange array of heat shields protects the delicate, stuff. I'm gonna close those doors. It makes no difference, but I'm still gonna close them. Hopefully it protects the array of like delicate electronics and shit here. Otherwise, this whole thing will have been pretty pointless. That being said, definitely the first Minimus probe, it's gonna be Modelo 2. First Minimus probe's gonna be Modelo 2. It's got enough. It's got enough to do it. Definitely this has enough to get back. Hopefully. Might eat those words if this thing turns out to be all, like, pointless. I mean, what am I saying? The whole game's pointless, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Alright, so we're in orbit. And now we've got to create a maneuver node here. And this maneuver node is going to get us into Kerbal orbit. Yeah, like this. And then we're going to wait around until we hit here. And then that's going to be a burn that'll get us up to here. Wait, what was that? Huh. There's a burn that I can make that'll evidently send me... What? Wait, what? What was that? Wait, so I can make a burn here that'll send this probe out of Kerbal... Well, I don't want to do that, so... There. I want to make a burn that'll get me closer to Kerbal. And I might be able to do one, like, bounce off the moon again. Like, right here. And then from here, I can circularize here. And then from there, I can make a burn and come in on the day side, because that's what we need to do. And once we come in on the day side, and then that'll be it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 burns to do. I think that's doable. The game seems to think that's doable. So we're going to execute all the nodes. And my god, this thing is flexible now that it doesn't have all the shit attached to it. It's probably these two, like, inline probe control units. Alright, so that'll be in 29 minutes. Okay. Gonna warp to that. This is I know it doesn't look like it, but this is still kind of a nerve-wracking mission. But if this works out, man, there's so much science. There's so much science on this thing. This is gonna be like a nutrient-rich science pill full of science goo that we can just like pop in our mouth and crush and get all that rich science goodness. That rich, creamy science goodness. I'm trying to think of a less suggestive way to say that. Alright, first burn. First burn since achieving orbit. Oh, it's 16 seconds? No, it's going to be a 28 second burn. Okay, 28 seconds. Oi. 28 seconds. We can make it. This thing will make it. This thing will do it. This thing will do it. Yeah. Yeah. So what else can we do with this Modelo design? Obviously, like I said, the first probe to Minimus is going to be this. Just because Minimus, it's far away, but at the same time, it's got very low gravity, so you can get a lot more for your fuel cost out there. After that, we're going to build the R3, because at that point, we will have accumulated enough science to build the R3. So what will be the R3's design mantra? So what I'm going to do with the R3 is going to act as the in-between rocket. We're not going to land on the moon with the R3, but the R3 is going to test all the systems that we need to have and make sure we can do everything that we can before we land on the moon. And then to land on the moon, we'll use the R4, which is going to be a Saturn N1 hybrid design. Because I've never seen that before. We've got 5 hours until this. This probe's been out for 5 days. Alright. And the R4, that'll carry the first Kerbals to the moon. And we will land on the moon. That's probably going to be... Within the next 5 episodes, we'll land on the moon. We'll land Kerbals on the moon. And then I'm probably going to do... I'm going to do a lot of moon missions. Like 5 or 6 different moon missions. Before we move on to other things. But another thing that we're going to do with the R3 is we're going to build the first space station in low Kerbal orbit. And that's going to be a science hub. And let's see, we're also going to build... Probably going to want to build a lunar gateway station. Just so we can do science in orbit around the moon. I don't have to follow Earth's history of space exploration exactly. Another thing that I would like to do, but probably I'm not going to get to very soon because there's a lot of prerequisites that I want to have before I do this, is I want to start building rockets on the moon. But I either have to roleplay that with HyperEdit, or I have to get certain mods that'll let me do that. So where are we now? Alright, so we're burning this. That'll go around. And then we have this maneuver node. Oh shit, the maneuver nodes got fucked. That isn't good. Yeah, those maneuver nodes are not good. But we've got plenty of fuel. We can probably crash this thing if we have to. 47-second burn. Yikes. That doesn't even get us into... Okay, you know what? Abort node execution, remove all nodes. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a node that's going to be right here, and this is going to be our deorbit node, because I didn't like where that was heading. Yeah, it's just going to go all the way down, and hopefully, actually, you know what? Because I just don't want to deal with going down on the night side. Like, I really don't. I'd rather deorbit on the day side of the planet. I realize it is more fuel intensive to do that, but it's a lot better for me because I can actually see what's going on and react accordingly if it's an emergency. So there, execute that node. And that'll probably use up the vast majority, if not all, of our Delta V for that. So I'm gonna start building rockets on the moon, and I'm gonna land on the moon, and I'm gonna land on Minimus, and those will be the 2 manned missions that I do before I start building a manned mission, probably to Duna. And obviously there's going to be interplanetary probes sent out in the meantime. Definitely I want to do a Duna. It'd be really cool to do a Duna sample return. But I don't know. That would be very complicated. I think the first thing we're going to do is just a lander on Duna. There's a lot of... I don't have a master list of things that I want to do yet. I just know that the goal of this series is to plant a flag on everything we can plant a flag on. With, I guess, the exception of the randomly spawning meteors, because if we did that, then this series would never be over if we did that. But oh boy, I really hope I've got the Delta V for this. I should, but that's not a guarantee. I've used a lot of fuel. Like, I've used a lot of fuel in this thing, and the computer can fuck up. Oh god, we're burning fuel really fast. We're burning fuel exceptionally fast. I really don't want to have to send a specific manned mission just to go out and collect the data from this thing. Though that might make an interesting mission. But I'm hoping we can just, land this thing like it was designed, so I don't have to do that. And we are rapidly running out of Delta V. And this is like really... Come on, buddy. We're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it. All right, we're safe. We're safe. It doesn't matter if we hit the goal now. We're safe. We're safe. We are safe with under 100 fuel, under 100 oxidizer, and less than 200 liquid hydrogen. So okay. All right. So let's get to the atmosphere here. Then once we yeah, we're getting there. All right, let's start turning. Boom. All right. We're going to hit the atmosphere going pretty fast. Decouple node. Let's try and get this thing off of us. Shit. It recoupled, didn't it? No, it didn't. There it goes. Alright. Gotta work out a better system for that, but... Alright. So now... Here we go. Hit this. Retract antenna, because we're gonna want it to survive going through the atmosphere. And we're gonna hit the atmosphere going really hard. Like, we're gonna hit the atmosphere really hard, and it looks like kind of sideways. Let's try and correct that. Here we go. Hitting the atmosphere. Now, see if my theory on ablation technology works. One's turning red. Two, they're turning red. They're all starting to turn red here. Boom! Look at that. Look at that light up. Wow. I'm gonna try and stabilize. Whoa! What just exploded? What just exploded? What was that? Oh, it's that. It's just that part. Okay, that's fine. We're getting overheating in a couple of different places. That's still that. That's still that exploding in the atmosphere. Boom! Look at it go. Just exploding like a motherfucker. Something's overheating. Something's overheating. Something's overheating. I don't know what it is, though. I don't know what it is, but it's overheating. Okay, we're gonna lose something. We're about to lose something. We're about to lose something. Okay, it's cooling off. It's cooling off. It's cooling off. Is there any debris left from that stage? Fuck. Okay. 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 I think we're safe. I think we're safe. How bad was that on the ablators? That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Okay. Okay. Alright, decoupling ablator. Boom. Alright, so we're spinning. That's a cool trick. We should be okay. We should be okay now. We're going to put that over there. Put this over here. We're going to activate all of the parachutes first. And activating parachutes. Alright, let's see what was left. Oh, that was left. So, in actuality, quite a bit was left over from that. And the heat shield's still there. Alright. Well, we know that the fucking parachutes work. So, to just keep with the original design of this thing, boom. There we go. All this. Oh, yeah, I can't modify anything. Oh, shit, I can't modify anything. I can't oh, fuck. I can't modify anything. I just detached all the science. I can't fucking modify anything. See, I can modify this. But this thing is counting on these things opening at 1,000. So if these planes are above 1,000 meters, I am fucked. This game is very stressful. I think we're safe. But the ground is rushing up awfully fucking fast. Shit. Ah, shit. This is really... yeah, the shadow's coming up. I'm seeing, like, scattering detail. Come on, come on, come on. Be less than 1,000. Yes! Parachute opened. We're safe. We're safe. We're good. Alright. Yeah, both of these are good. That's not gonna make it. Both of these are good. Okay. All right. Skip ahead to where we know how much science we brought in. Okay, we haven't landed yet. I just wanted to show you guys something that I thought was really cool. So I was panning the camera around just to see where we were going to end up, and I spotted these over here. And at first, I thought it was like, oh, that's Minimus and something. But when I go out, if you look at where the sun is and where these are, it doesn't line up to where Minimus is. Like, the sun's over here, but Minimus is, like, over here. Plus, it doesn't look at all like Minimus. It's like a big dot and a little dot, right? It turns out what those two dots are is actually one of the mods that I installed. It's these two. It's what's over here, which is basically another star and something else. So I just thought it was cool that, like, you can see them through the atmosphere. That's one of the really cool things about Kerbal Space Program, is that you can, especially with mods, you can put other stars out there. Like, you can put other things out there, and you can see them, and, like, you can go to them everywhere. You can go everywhere here. And it's just cool to me. It's just really cool to me. So I just wanted to show you guys that. All right, so we've landed on the surface of Kerbal, and we're gonna go ahead and recover this vessel. And then there's the other part of this, which is like the science module. And honestly, looking at it, they probably don't need to be detachable, but at this point, it's kind of an integral part of the Modelo design. But we've got science from recovering a vessel returned from the surface of the moon got us 21 science. Hot damn. And then the actual science module, which will be it's like on the ground, so I gotta like find it. Yeah, Modelo 1 debris right there. Recover. What'd we get? 240 science. 240 science. That's a lot. We've got that means we have 280 something science, 281 science. Okay. Fucking cool. All right, so that means we can get one of these and one of these. Yeah, we can get one of these and one of these. All right, so let's think about this. What do we want? I'm thinking we want advanced photoelectrics. We want advanced electrics because we want the tracking panels. We want the panels that can track the sun. And then, if we do that, we don't have to, like, cover probes and all the fucking solar panels. I want to get that. Or I can get advanced exploration, which gives us, like, different habitats and, like, an inflatable centrifugal ring and ladders and shit. Or we can get command modules, which gives us all these different command modules and shit. Or we can get actuators, which gives us actuators. Or we can get specialized... Oh, we can get all kinds of shit. We can get this. We can get the Airstream shell. We could get the bigger Clampatron docking port. We can get precision engineering. We could get all this. We could get one of these. And then we could get... All right, so let me think about this for a second. What do I need to build the R3? Right now, the main thing I need is bigger engines. Or is it? Because we got the skipper. Okay, maybe we don't need bigger engines. What about fuel systems? Fuel systems has a lot of stuff. Don't necessarily need precision propulsion. Don't really need actuators. I want landing just because that gives us the bigger... I mean, that gives us bigger heat shields and like, landing legs and shit. I want that. So there's command modules, which we might want. But we have a command. I gotta think of it this like, what do we need? What do we need? We don't need more command modules. We have command modules. We don't really necessarily need specialized control because we have control. We don't need advanced landing because, well, we have advanced landing. And we've got, like, rotors and shit. I don't need those. And I really don't need... I don't know what that is. So that leaves advanced exploration, which has ladders and shit, but do we need ladders right now? Do we need inflatable centrifugal modules right now? No. What we need is we need solar panels that can track the sun. That we don't have to worry about them losing, like, their place and ruining an entire probe. So we've got electronics right now, which gives us the big relay antenna. So I'm going to go with advanced electronics. So boom. So tune in next time. We will launch the Metalube. We're going to land on Minimus. Next episode, we're landing on Minimus.